So let's greet, hi cultivators, it's Angeline. Let's grow something bold and healthy as usual. Today we're going to be planting ginger. It's a rhizome that grows sideways under the soil, so it's not just a typical root. So this is the ginger that we're going to be planting. It likes warm and humid conditions and filtered light, so it's perfect for a tropical climate. But if you don't live in a tropical climate, like me, it's tropical just for the next month or two. We're going to be planting it indoors. I'm going to have it outside for now while it's hot and humid. But once the weather starts cooling down, we're going to be bringing it back in. Ginger takes quite long to grow. It takes somewhere between 8 to 10 months. So we are going to definitely have to bring it inside because not even 8 to 10 months, in 4 months from now, it will be cold. So we are going to bring it inside and have it grow out the rest of the months back inside the home. Uh, and it doesn't need direct sunlight. So if you do have those well lit north facing rooms like I have uh, tons of windows, but they're all north facing, so it's well lit and bright, but it's not direct sun beaming in. Ginger is good for those rooms. So this is definitely going to go in the front. Um, I'm not going to put it next to the hydroponics, but it's going to be in that entryway section, absorbing some light. But for now, it's going to take in all the humidity it can in our sunroom. So here's our ginger, and we are about to get started. So today's a good day to garden. Let's get started. But of course, first things first for all of our plants is we need to drain. So first step is to get our drainage going. Of course, I always peel off the sticker. I don't know, just don't want it sticky later. And we're gonna put our drainage in. Again, I use a soldering iron, but you can use a screwdriver. You can use whatever you like to use. Now, I'm not putting too much drainage holes in this one. Reason being is because it goes, oh, this is the thicker part that's in the middle. The reason why I don't put too much drainage holes in these long ones, one, they're 100% of the time in the house. Right now it's outside. And two, the plants that I am planting that kind of stay in the house year round don't root too deep. Ginger is one of the plants that aren't going to be super, super deep rooters. So you plant it shallow, put it a little bit below the water line so that extra water can kind of build up a little bit so it can soak through. But it doesn't need that much drainage at the bottom, because even if the water fills and starts to sit at least this level of water, up here still has, this is where the plant's going to be doing most of its growing, and part just reach down. So it's less likely to have wet feet if the roots aren't going to be that deep. So this is our container. But before we do, well, this is our container. I just want to talk a little bit about the ginger and what I've been doing. So I've had this piece of ginger. I got it from the grocery store. I put it in some water. Now, I originally put it in, so as you can see, it's a little dry. I originally put it in a decent amount of water, but what happened is it started like molding. It was too moist. The air is very moist. We are in the most humid part. It started getting a little bit of mold and stuff, so I thought it was too much water. I was changing out the water, so I stopped putting as much water. However, the purpose is for the eyes to grow. They've grown. That's really what you want to look for, is these eyes to grow here, and this is the top of, as you can see, little furry stuff is growing in there. This is the top of our plant. See if we get it. This is where the leaves are going to be growing, these green parts. So these are all different ginger plants. We're going to break it up into pieces, and these are all going to be separate plants of ginger that's going to go into our planter here. So to get it like this, sometimes when you're in the store picking out ginger, like at the grocery store, you know you're going to plant it, look to see if some of these are already forming. Most likely it's not going to be this developed. If you're in the grocery store, they'll probably get rid of it at this point. But if you just see a little, node, very small, nothing super developed like in here. This one, you see like little things like this at a grocery store, then you know that's good. A lot of plants, ginger plants also in the grocery store are pre-treated so that they do not, for them not to root or develop like this. So it's hard to identify these things in the store. Go with organic, and then when you come, just rinse it off at home, and then you put it to soak in water. So these have been soaking for Over 2 weeks. I'm gonna say it's 2 weeks. All right, so let's put our soil in. So we have as I said, this came from the avocado plant. Now the avocado plant had a soil mix already, and it's a soil mix for cactus and citrus plants. So it's a very, 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 very loose soil mix. So potted mix. So as you can see, it's extremely wet, because if you saw earlier in the video, the rain got to the avocado plants. It turned it over. So this soil is very moist. Got little leaves in there. There was a whole storm going on. Let's move you guys off here. And then I have some regular soil to mix in. That's not wet. This soil also, because it was the avocado soil, before we mixed the avocado with some drier soil, it had fertilizer in it. So it does have some citrus fertilizer. As you can see, I just keep mentioning citrus fertilizer. The reason being, even though it's an avocado plant, avocados and certain other plants are in the succulent family, so they're drought proof. That's a good way to say it. Let me go around and get the rest of the soil. Since they're drought proof, they don't require as much watering, and so they use a much lighter soil. So that's what is in there. Now, since we're doing about an inch in, I'm going to pull stuff to the side to make it easier. So we're just going to sit our plant right on top, our ginger parts right on top, and then use the soil to cover it, as opposed to kind of digging a hole. Just creating this little trench here. So there we go. Now we have our ginger, and we're going to break it into pieces. So of course you could just put the whole thing, just drop it in. Or as I said, every single one of these nodes is a whole new plant. So we could break it up into the plants that are already here and then put it in. Now you want to have as much ginger meat on it as possible. It does pull nutrients from the old ginger plant that's here. So I try to get a lot of it on there for each section. I don't like to just put this part and then that's it. But this one, we're gonna cut in this way. So this little one here can have most of this area, this surface. This one in the middle can have this section, and this little one can have that section. So that's these. I'm gonna give it a little cut. And we're gonna put it with the nodes facing up. So we got our node here facing up. So I'm gonna do like this. This is how I'm gonna put them in. Then we have our next section here. Same thing. Node facing up. Oh, it smells so nice. Now I want to eat some. If I eat it, I won't have a lot of ginger. Come later. So then the same thing here. We're gonna break this one apart. This one has one main one here. It has two small ones developing. Let's spread these out a little bit more. There we go. You lay it sideways, and then that grows up facing. And then we have a few growing here. Let's see if we can get more of where I'm cutting, so you guys could see. There we go. So we have a few more eyes. This one has 3 on it. However, I'm gonna leave this one's, they're so close. I'm gonna leave them connected. I'm going to put these 2 here. So you put it to the side. So this one can grow in this direction. So it can grow this way. This way. There we go. And nice and spread out. So now we have them about 2 inches apart. I have them in this zigzag pattern. So they're on 2 different sides. And then we're going to cover them. So I'm just going to cover them and leave the little node sticking out. So see if we can give you guys a closer view to what's going on. Here we go. So we're going to cover them, but the little nodes are going to stick out. Do the same thing to the side. So you can get green, continue to grow. We have this side. So yes, so as you can see, I just pulled the soil from the sides. That's why I kind of mounded it up earlier to make it easier to pull from the side. And we're smoothing it out. Just make sure the little green spot is sticking out. I lost this one. It's here we go. No, I don't know what I did now. I have to find it. But it'll find its way out. But it's already starting, so we don't want to kill it. All right, so we have this side. And at this point, you can water it well. You wouldn't have to worry about the issues I was having inside when I was just keeping it moist. At this point, we're going to water it very well into the soil. And we're going to do this side. This one's a decent size, already growing out. And we just plant it flat. And so there we go. So there we go, our planted garden. We're just gonna press it in a little because we don't want, when we're watering it, for it to just start unearthing. Kind of want it firmly in there, so you give it a little press. Especially, well, this is not going outside, it's going in our sunroom, so it's gonna be getting not natural rain. It's gonna be hand watered. Right, and there is how we plant our ginger. We're gonna have it this windowsill for now until it gets cool, and then we're gonna put it in the kitchen. Let me get some water to water it in. Make sure we water it in very well to prevent it from shock. Of course, this plant came from the grocery store to the countertop where it sat for months to now the windowsill, from soil to water to back to soil again. So we're gonna give it a good watering. This again is my water that I leave sitting. So you can see the add the water in. Now again, this plant takes pretty long. And one of the things you can do, however, while it's growing, you can eat the leaves, make some tea, not too many. Remember to make sure the soil still gets, the plant is still getting, has enough leaves to keep photosynthesis going. But you can eat the leaves while the plant is growing, while your ginger is growing. So you can have that ginger flavor. Probably put them into season. I did water and making sure everything is covered again in the soil. And here it is. Let's give you guys a closer view of the ginger. There we go. So we planted our ginger, and I will give you guys updates as it continues to grow. I'll also update you guys when we bring it back inside. Thank you, cultivators, for joining. Please remember to follow me on Instagram, watch the shorts, subscribe, like to get notifications, hit the bell for notifications so you can also get posts I put up on the development of the plants. Not all the time I do a video, but there's definitely shorts and videos of the plants developing as they grow. It's been Angeline V. Remember to visit our website at avgardening.com for more information and more details on the plants and things to grow. And also remember to support us and join the cultivators at patreon.com/Angeline Verdant. I'll see you next time, and stay green always.